After me, Mito, and Krolex had blown the capital to hell, we decided to bring all of the loot into a special bunker. However, me and my brother betrayed Mito before we built this bunker. Then, me and my brother had a small plan to take over the server, but Tengu got involved, a world war had began, but sadly we lost and Tengu had killed us. But shortly after, Tengu was suspected of hacking and was later banned. Then something interesting happens. You see, me and the server had absolutely no idea if Tengu was truly hacking, but in his scenario, he changed up his story so many times that it was hard to believe him. Also, we had no idea how long he was hacking for. So we decided to back up the server to a point that we thought would be perfect for everybody. And it was for some people and it wasn't for others, but the backup was quite weird. You see, when we first did the backup, we did it to a different time, and it was the wrong time, so we did it again. And that was the wrong time again, and even though we were putting the right date, it still didn't work. We tried it again and again, and we tried it for 4 times, and then eventually it worked. You see, I'm mentioning this because this would inevitably lead into something chaotic. After the backup, me and the boys decided to leave from the bunker, and then we decided to head for the capital to go see how damaged it was. You see, I had a small plan to resurrect the capital and name it Castamere, but eventually we realized that we shouldn't be able to do this. Not only was the capital an absolute ruin, but it was also, well, had some bad experiences. You guys remember that. We skip to a day later. It's now April 10th of 2022, and Mito notices something quite strange. He goes to the mountains near the capital, and he finds a chunk air. But this wasn't any regular chunk air. No. This chunk air split across the entire mountain. You see, we had backed up so many times that the server was starting to get confused on what world we were actually playing on. Let me explain. The chunk airs didn't exactly lead all the way down to bedrock or the void. You see, under the chunk air was brand new land. In some of the chunk airs there was an oak forest, some of them was an ocean with actual kelp and fish, some of them were ice biomes. Some of them were elevated, and some of them were all the way down. If you were Y100 and you saw a chunk air, you probably saw it at Y50. It was very strange, and it looked like the game was trying to replace our world with another one. It was very strange. If you were in a plains biome, you would see chunk-aired mountains. If you were in the mountains, you would see chunk-aired plain biomes. It was very strange. The server surprisingly wasn't as laggy as for some, but for others, it was unbelievably laggy. It's as if the server was breathing in for one last time. It was very sad to see the server like this because everybody knew what was about to happen. It meant the end was near. And so with this sudden realization that the server was dying, some members gave some suggestions on how we could fix the server. We tried most things, but eventually nothing worked. And we knew that the end was right around the corner. So everybody decided to try to plan something. One last gathering. And this gathering would be 6 days later. But this gathering would also be one hell of a party. But sadly, this is the end for part 9 of TheGaleSMP. The end is near, guys. And sadly, this is going to be the second to last episode we post of TheGaleSMP. Hope you guys like, subscribe, comment, and enjoy this one. Of course, it's not PvP heavy, and neither will the next one be. But we all know what's going to happen. And, yeah. See ya.